Hey y'all, welcome to the channel or welcome back. I want you guys to do this now. Ask yourself, how long do you truly think that you could survive without the grocery store? I mean, for all of your household necessities, for your food, your water, medications, things like that. How long could you truly go without going to the grocery store, without going to a pharmacy? And let's just get right into today's video. Whether you're new to prepping or you've been prepping, you still need to continue or start doing a complete inventory of your home. You need to know how much food, water, medications, everyday household items, pet supplies, how much you have on hand, how long those items can last, whether it's a week, 3 months, 6 months, a year, and so on. You have to make sure that you know what you have, because if you don't have a plan of action, you will be so lost and you're going to be drowning. So we don't want that to happen. So here's some things that you can do. Make sure that you're developing a plan and taking action accordingly. So you may want to focus, if you know that you're lacking water, you may want to take this week or this month to focus on stocking up water, making sure you have some kind of water filtration system, making sure you have an accessible water source. It doesn't necessarily have to be on your property, but make sure that you can get to it. Know those roads that you can access it in case there's an event where that road that you normally would take to get to that water place is not accessible. Have alternate routes to get to that water source. A lot of places have natural spring water and it's free to the public. So make sure you're checking to see what's available in your area or what's available in the towns, that are pretty close to you. When it comes to medications and things like this, I'm not, able to give like medical advice, but I really would go like the natural route. Like if I were on medications, that's definitely the route I would choose. Now, can everything be treated with natural medications? I feel like they can, but everybody has their opinions. When you can go to the doctor and get a prescription, but I would try to make sure that you are like prioritizing your health. So just in case you have certain medical conditions that can be reversed, or at least if these medical conditions cannot be reversed, at least you're able to live a more productive quality life where maybe you're not in as much pain and things like that, due to like being overweight, for example. And I know people are going to say, especially with what's happening around the United States, we've had natural disasters a lot happening. They're happening a lot frequently. Again, I keep on telling you guys, places that normally don't see natural disasters or a specific type of disaster is now happening. Texas, my heart in prayers and thoughts go out to everybody in Texas right now. They have had a week. And I know people are probably going to say, well, what if we prep and everything gets washed away? Unfortunately, we cannot prepare for everything. Sometimes you're caught off guard, even if you have noticed. Sometimes, you just can't save everything that you have. But with that being said, I will say at least you've tried, at least you are prepared in the case that, anything happens. Like I said, we can't prepare for everything, but we can do our best. So we can't just say, we didn't try. I also want to let you guys know that 2 cargo ships have gone under in the Red Sea this past week. I just saw this the day before yesterday, and they have been attacked. There have been a couple of people that have lost their lives due to the attacks. And I want to say this has happened in the Red Sea. And y'all, that is actually a sea that the United States uses to transport or cargo ships go through there. And that cargo obviously has supplies that we use here, whether it's foods, goods. When you have attacks like this happening, not only are they going to possibly reroute other cargo ships that may pass through there, which is going to cause a delay, because if they have to reroute, it may take a couple more weeks to get those items on the shelf. With that being said, you don't know what the long-term effects of any of this, is going to be. You just don't know. We're all seeing things change from day to day. Some things are changing pretty drastically from day to day, and you want to stay prepared and vigilant as much as you possibly can. We also have tariffs that are being played around with in some countries right now. You just don't know what's going to happen from day to day. So I feel like we have to do the best that we can. We can't exactly stress out and worry yourselves, because worrying ain't gonna get you anywhere, for starters. And some things you're just not going to be able to change. So there's no need of stressing over things that you can change. So if it's in your power to change, obviously that's going to be a little bit different, but some things are just out of our control. Water is going to be your top priority. I cannot stress enough that water is life. Make sure you have gallons of water. Make sure you're having water filtration systems. And I know the recommendation is 1 gallon of water per person a day. I am going to say, if I were you guys, I would plan a little bit more than that. Also, if you have babies or little kids that drink a lot of water, or you're using baby formula, you want to make sure you account for mixing baby formula. Take into account any cleaning you're going to be doing, washing clothes you're going to be doing, any type of washing you're going to be doing, cooking. If there are certain devices that require water, make sure you're accounting for all of that. If you have somebody that just loves to drink water more so than the rest of the family, you know, they typically go through like a gallon in 2 days just drinking water, then prep a little bit more for them. There have been a lot of flash floods around. I know in North Carolina, I had my phone going off so many times the other night for flood warnings. We weren't even under watches, we were under warnings. And really close to here, I think they actually only had a 2-day supply of water left, because after the storms hit, they were without power, and there was something else going on at the water treatment facility, which led to, again, a 2-day water supply for the whole town. So they were asking residents to conserve water. You know, they were prioritizing hospitals and businesses and things like that. But you never know when that will happen. They were also distributing water to residents. And, you know, when things like natural disasters or storms hit and there's any kind of distribution, whether it's water, food, clothes, you're going to have to wait in those long lines, which leads to you using gas. And so you can avoid that at all possible. Grab a couple of packs of water when you go to the store. You don't have to have like a pallet of 20, 25, 30 cases of water, but make sure, at least if you're not going to store water like that, or even in like drums, make sure you have some kind of water filtration, again, where you can access water, hence the spring water. This weather is extremely unpredictable. There's so much happening constantly. I also want this to be a reminder for you guys. I talked about it in a couple of videos back when I took you guys to Walmart. If you guys can get like life jackets, life preservers, and things like that, please do. Even if you have to buy like a couple at a time, depending on how large your family is, please get those. They really can be, you know, the difference between life and death. It can at least help you stay more afloat. Even if you bounce under, you're more likely to pop back up wearing that. So please, please, please take that into consideration when you are prepping, having that, and even whistles and things like that, which I showed you guys in that video, and I will link below if I can, or if I can remember. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. You guys, let me know what you feel is your most important prep that you have. What are you working on this week as far as stocking, if you are continuing to stockpile? But take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next video.